Hi, I'm Pip and welcome back to Ultimate Decades Challenge. I want to tell you about some changes. The first thing is, which you can probably see on the screen, we have changed the farm completely. I thought the old farm looked very boring, so I decided to upgrade it. Second thing is that I have a new legacy tree. It's not new Sims, I have just changed from one app to a website called The Sims Tree. Something that's really cool about this website is that if you check in the description on this video, you will find a link. If you click it, it will lead you to the Greenwoods Generation Tree. There you can read about all the Sims, how they died, their background story, and so much more. I just had to fix that first. The third and last thing that has changed is that I have made a makeover of my Sims. But without further ado, let's start year 1305. Cedric is really happy with a new farm. Now he has the opportunity to plant, take care of animals, and maybe start his own business in the future. He tells himself that his father is proud of him. Maybe Maria is crying happily in heaven for her son. No one understood how important it was for Cedric to make his parents proud. Even if they weren't alive anymore, he still felt that pressure. Those eyes from his father when he didn't do the right thing. It haunted Cedric. But today he actually felt that he had succeeded. He was only 20 years old but had a wife, 3 kids and one on the way. Life couldn't get better than this. The farm was big, bigger than before, which meant that Cedric and Lisa had to help each other with everything. But Lisa also had kids who needed food, and she had to do new clothes for the winter. Maybe she worked a little too much, but what could you do with a big farm and lots of kids in need? Rosemary was now 3 years old and Harvey too. They were inseparable. Harvey let his big sister be the night sometimes because she was always begging. Even if he knew that it was wrong, his father would not like if he had found out. Thankfully, Cedric had so much to do that he didn't notice the kids' games. He had just bought ducks and loved to just watch them walk around on the farm. I also enjoyed watching them walk around. Unfortunately, my medieval cookbook mod didn't work, which meant that the family had to make food on the grill. But don't worry, I fixed that later in this video. The family didn't have it easy with food, since Lisa was pregnant. She needed to eat double as much as the rest, but they didn't have that at the moment, so she sometimes had to starve. The weather was crazy this summer. Thunder and too much rain for the plants to handle. Cedric even got so unlucky that he got struck by lightning. Lisa thought he was dying, but Cedric seemed fine. He had experienced stomach pains for some days, and Lisa tried her hardest to be with him as much as possible. He would probably be fine, but the family had to eat pretty much the same food every day. That was probably the reason for Harvey's tummy pains. Lisa wasn't her best eater. She didn't have stomach pains, but instead a horrible nausea. The little baby inside her was really a wild one. Rosemary hoped so much that her mother would give birth to a girl, so she didn't have to be so alone. She had Lisa, but she was old and boring. All she did was taking care of Rosemary's siblings or give birth to new ones. Rosemary didn't want more siblings. She loved Harvey, and Christopher, well, he was okay. As you can probably guess, motherhood was not easy for Lisa. And Cedric has so much on the farm. He sometimes helped with Rosemary and Harvey, because Rosemary was the firstborn and Harvey the future heir, but that happened only once a week or even once a month. Every morning, Cedric fed the chickens and cleaned the coop. He couldn't wait for his kids to grow up so they could help him. This day, Cedric was pretty tired of working on the farm, so he decided to take the whole family to his brother Edward. When he had the time, he often visited his brother to talk about life, future investments, and their heirs, Harvey and Kyler. Rosemary loved when they went to Edward and Estelle. Estelle was such a good mother with the biggest fantasy a grown-up person could have. She talked about knights, war, and women's rights, but she only talked with Rosemary about it. No one else understood. Edward and Cedric started to talk about Estelle. Edward said that Estelle was pregnant and that this would probably be the last. They didn't have enough food for a 5th child. Cedric didn't have food for everyone either, but he and Lisa really thought that everything would be fine. Edward thought his brother was dumb. Cedric was also very jealous that his brother had 3 sons. He loved his kids, but 3 sons was a dream. I think Estelle would love a daughter though. 3 sons hanging over her. Yikes. Back on the farm, Harvey was always on a run. He explored everything and protected the farm with his night skills. Thankfully, he sometimes fell asleep. Cedric's beard had grown a lot for the last couple of weeks. He really was a grown man now. Lisa loved Cedric's beard and how mature he started to get. She even loved him so much that she couldn't keep herself away from him. Lisa's mornings looked pretty much the same. She fed her kids, fed herself, cleaned the dishes, helped Cedric on the farm and knitted clothes. Oh, and of course she was with her children. She also prayed when she had the chance. Lisa was tired and nauseous from her pregnancy. She wanted the baby to come out right now. Rosemary became more and more rebellious. Cedric actually had to step in and yell at her. He even got the news that she played as a knight behind his back. No one knew why Cedric couldn't see he started playing as a knight. What if she just wanted to play? Lisa thought it had to do with Cedric's parents, but she wasn't sure. Rosemary cried when she was alone. Her father could never understand, but she had to obey him. She was just a girl. Something really fun that happened was that Lisa had received a letter from Daniel. If you remember, Cedric wanted to learn how to read, and he was pretty good at it now. He read the letter to Lisa and it said that Daniel was fine together with April. They were in a different village trying to find his mother. Lisa had no idea who April was and how Daniel had found out that his mother was alive, but she was happy that Daniel was okay. She hugged Cedric the whole night that day. She hoped Daniel soon would come home and hug her. The cow Lola had shown signs that she wasn't fertile, so Cedric had bought a new one. He liked the new cow. She had a really nice color and good milk, if you could get any from her. It wasn't long now until Lisa's baby would come out. Cedric really hoped for a son. The baby was trying to kill Lisa from inside. She starved because he was always hungry, her back hurt because the baby was so heavy. Cedric let her rest when she had to. He was a little nervous that this pregnancy would go wrong, but he tried having high hopes. Then it was time for the baby to come out. Sadly, something happened with my recording, so you will only hear what happened. This time the pain was awful, but everything went well and the little baby boy was born. Lisa named him Thomas. Cedric couldn't believe it. Another son. Rosemary was angry. A new brother again? Life was really not on her side. Now the family had 4 kids to take care of. Life would be complicated with 4 kids that wanted attention and animals who needed food. Cedric and Lisa was, after all, the only grown-ups on the farm. At the end of the year, Lisa and Cedric received the sad news that Estelle, Edward's wife, had died from childbirth, and the baby didn't survive either.